Okay, complete the compound interest table below. So you just, it's more writing than anything. So we just go through and start doing it. Remember, this is what I like to call the PERT formula and the PAT formula. Most of these are PAT formulas. So let's just remember what that is. That's for the continual compounding only. And then the PAT formula, A is 1 plus R. Okay, so it's either PERT or PAT. So let's figure this out. I'm going to call these A sub 1, A sub 4, A sub 12, and A sub 365, and then A infinity. Alright, so we're going to invest $1,000 for 10 years. But this is just the straight up one where you're not doing continual compounding. So I'm going to just have to type that into my calculator. You're going to have to trust me on that. It's 1410.60. Okay, you know what? I'll do the one for 12. Okay, A sub 4 is still going to be 1,000, and it's going to be 1 plus 0.035 over 4 all to the 40, and that's going to be 141,691. So you do not have to write it as 4 times t and then again go through and replace the t with 10. You can just write 40 as that exponent. I mean, you're doing a calculation. You're not trying to come up with a generic formula. It says you're doing this for 10 years, so it's already given in the problem. Okay, 120, and I promised I would do this one with you. Okay, so the way I would calculate this is I would say 0.035 divided by 12 equals, that's the amount of growth you're going to get, plus 1 equals, and then to the power of 120 equals, and then times 1,000 equals, and then I get 1418.34. And you may say, why didn't you just type it all in? Well, it's because I'm not using a regular calculator. I'm using this crazy thing on my computer, which I don't really trust. If you don't trust the computer, your calculator, you should be very careful about making sure you do the order of operations and don't leave it to the calculator. But if you have a good scientific calculator, it will do the order of operations for you, and then you don't have to be as careful. You can just type everything in as you see it. Okay. Okay, then we just do the last one. Click it in, and we're going to get 141907. How much work should you show? I would write this stuff down. All this stuff here, I will write it down. Because if you mess it up, I'll see what you were trying to do, and I'll say, oh, they wrote it down correctly, but somehow the answer was messed up. I don't know, but I know what they were trying to do. And I'll feel a lot more sorry for you than if you just make up garbage answers and put them in, and I'm like, I have no idea what they were doing, but they put garbage answers in the table, so they get no credit. Okay, so show all work. It helps me help you. Okay, A infinity. Now we're going to use the PERT formula. P is still 1,000. E to the R, and R is 0.035, and then T is 10. Okay, so it's 1,000 times E to the 0.35. And that number ends up being 419.07. 419.07. See, I lied to you because my eye slipped. This 7 is not a 7. This is actually a 4. So you should check my work. But if I would give myself full credit if I did that, right? Because I showed what I was doing and I copied the incorrect answer correctly. Yeah, so that's an example. Okay, so that's the end of that question.